In today's video, we're going to be exploring the MF-102S Ring Modulator plugin, which is a software variant of the MF-102 Moogerfooger Ring Modulator pedal. In software, we've also added some additional options in terms of the type of carrier and the polarity of the LFO when using modulation. And we've also added LFO sync that allows you to sync the LFO to your DAW clock, which is very convenient. We're going to be looking at 4 different tracks that I have coming out of the MPC1000, and I'm going to be using the MF-102S to process each track a little bit differently. So let's begin by listening to the percussion track, and we're going to listen to it dry first. So as you can hear, I have some clicky hi-hats, a clap, some toms, and a nice boomy kick. And I'm going to turn on the MF-102S and let's listen to how it sounds when it's ring modulated. I'm going to be using a little bit of sine wave modulation to push around the frequency on the ring modulator. So let's give it a listen. So as you can hear, that gives it this interesting metallic quality that I wouldn't be able to get without ring modulation. So now let's take a moment and listen to the kick drum I have coming out of the MPC dry. So as you can hear, it's just a pretty standard kick drum, and now let's listen to it processed by the MF-102S. So as you can hear, I'm using the MF-102S to add an extra sort of resonant tone that's at a different pitch from the kick drum. And now let's listen to how it sounds with the percussion track mixed together. Now let's listen to a drum break that I have coming out of the MPC, and we'll hear it dry first. So you can hear it's just a sampled drum break that's looping, and now let's give it a listen once it's processed by the MF-102S. So you can hear that I'm using the MF-102S to almost bring the pitch of the sample up and also add that metallic sound that ring modulators are known for. Now let's listen with the kick drum and the percussion tracks in context. And so the last thing that I have coming out of the MPC is a vocal track. So let's listen to how that sounds dry.
You're the one for me. There's no other guy to take your place, you see.
So that is a vocal a cappella from an old 80s R&B track, and what I'm going to be doing is using the MF-102S to give me a tremolo effect on that vocal. So let's take a listen to how that sounds. I'm also mixing it a little bit with the dry signal, so I'm not getting the full tremolo, but it's going to add a little bit of wavering to that vocal track. So let's give that a listen.
You're the one for me. There's no other guy to take your place, you see.
So as you can hear, it gives a nice sort of dynamic pumping effect to that vocal. And now let's take a moment and listen to all 4 tracks mixed together all being processed differently by the MF-102S.
You're the one for me. There's no other guy to take the place you see. When I told you goodbye, I didn't know how much you meant to me. All the reasons why.
So as you can hear, the MF-102S is a really nice way to add some metallic textures to sounds, or it can serve as an excellent tremolo effect to use on tracks.